Hi everyone, my name is Satish and I am the project manager for CreatorSuite. So today I would like to go through a very special tutorial specifically for our registered users. Today we will learn how to set up a face recognition workflow using CreatorSuite. So before this we saw face detection workflow, which basically puts a bounding box around your face. Now we will do a face recognition workflow where this model is able to tell between you and your friends or your family members, right? So first of all, thank you for watching our how-to series. So kindly like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media pages. So if you're new, kindly do refer back to the previous episodes on getting started with CSServe and also deploying a model with CSServe, as this video today will be a continuation of the previous two videos where I have explained in detail the major functionalities of CSServe and also how to prepare a workflow in CSServe. Today, I will still be building the workflow from beginning for anyone planning to start from scratch, but I'll be skipping through some details that I have covered before in the previous episode. So, all right, let's get started. First, let's open up our documentation. Yeah. So this is our documentation, right? And the example we are following today will be under telemetry face recognition. Let's wait for a second. So this is the example we will be doing today. And another thing that we will be needing today is to open up Netron.app. So what does Netron.app do for us? Netron.app provides a way to understand the models that we are going to be using. So it shows the properties of the model and also the variables associated with the model so that you can easily configure your rule chains, right? Okay, so as always, the first step of the workflow will be to create a rule chain. So before that, we will go ahead and download the models that we will need for today. So for today, under the resource library, we will be using a face recognition small model, which is a FaceSnap model. Let's download that. So the function of this model is actually to recognize face, right? It basically captures your face and creates an embedding, which is basically a matrix array of numbers that is associated with your face, right? And this is what it uses to compare between different faces. So if your number is similar to the number in the database, so that is you, right? That right. So a second model we'll be using is the face detection model that we used before on the video number 2. So that one is exactly the same. I've already explained in the previous video. So let's download that. So why I'm downloading is because I want to upload this in Netron.app to get the properties. Let's download. Okay, it's blocked. All right. I think this is the one. All right, so correct. So let's go ahead and upload FaceNet here and upload face detection here. This is our FaceNet model. It's a face detection model. So go ahead and click input. Okay, let's leave this for now and go back to our app. So in this app, first step, as always, is to add a rule chain. So let's go to rule chains, click the plus symbol, create a new rule chain, name face recognition add. So let's open up the rule chain. So we are at our familiar rule chain node place. Let's expand to full screen because this will be a big one. So let's start. First, there's some basics that we need to input, which is the input profile node. This is exactly the same as before. So drag and drop input profile node here. Input profile, right? And then you connect it. It's exactly the same as before. And the second one will be message type, right? This is also the same as before. So the names of this node can be anything. It doesn't really matter. So let's connect it up. So this one will be success. Right. So done. Now let's get started with the rule change. So for this workflow, there actually are three major components or operations that needs to be done for us to complete the whole workflow rule chain. Okay, so the first one is to actually build a database which stores all the embeddings that that the facial recognition model creates, right? So this database will store all the embeddings and is used to actually compare between the embedding readings, so that it can know this is you and this is not you, right? So the second one is to build a face detector. So face detector here is exactly the same as the previous example, so that will be another major part. So what does this operation do is that it is basically there to detect your face, put a bounding box, right? And the third part will be to actually build the face recognizer. So this is where we'll use the face recognition model to actually do the recognition. Okay, so let's get started. The first step will be the database. So let's start with the database. This operation is responsible for actually saving the new registered user data into the database, right? As I explained before, the database will contain embeddings and also the username. Yeah, so we use this face recognition model to get embeddings from the image we use to register. So first, let's add a script node. Search for script. I'm going to put it down here. Okay, so for the script node, we put it as script. So where do we get the script? We go back to our documentation, scroll down until we find this rule chain, and you have the operation 1, which is build a database. So scroll down and you'll get the script here. So so let's copy this, go back here, paste it here, script, param script, right? So we're getting the parameter here. Just add that, and let's go ahead and connect this. So this will be a RPC request from device connection. So this is a RPC connection, and let's add it. Done. So the next step will be to add a image to array node. You have the image to array node, put it here. Name can be anything, so I'm going to put image to array again. So the input will be image, right? Output will be the input of the model that we'll be using. So in this case, for the first part will be the FaceNet model, which is input will be input 1. So let's put that in, copy and paste that in. All right, next will be the size of this, and the size also you can see here is 160 by 160. So let's put the size here, 160 by 160. scroll down a bit, right? This layout should be last, and everything else, yeah, normalization should be none, no normalization here, and that's it. So let's add that. Let's go ahead and connect it up. Boom. Success. All right, done. So next step, what's the next step? After image to array will be model. Right? This is exactly the same as before. So let's add that in. Name, face recognition. Recognition. Sorry. Recognition. Right. And then choose small. We're using this and also this, right? So for this operation, small input, go back to our Netron, get the input from FaceNet, which is input 1. Cancel this and then enter. Go back and get the output as well as the identity. So cancel here, put it back, enter, click add. Done. So now connect it, success again, add, done. Right. The next one will be to add a script node. Let's go add a script node. Okay, so for script, always go back to the documentation, get the script. So this script will be to, let's see, what does it, so it's an array to string script. So let's name it array to string. One pro tip I can give you all is that if you are facing problem in troubleshooting your workflow, your model, whatever it is, it's always recommended to include the debug mode here. So you take the debug mode on, you keep it on, so that you can actually look through the events, what is going through in your workflow. Then you can easily debug where in which node the problem is occurring, right? So I would recommend all of you, especially if you're new, to keep debug mode on, right? So let's add the script. Let's connect this. Done. Success. All right, so we are almost done with this operation. There's 2 more nodes here. The next node will be save to time series node. This is also, if you see this rule chain, you might have recognized it from the previous example. It's very similar, right? Except it doesn't have the bounding box nodes. So save time series, put it here. All right, sorry, it's not actually same save time series. It's actually, sorry, save to custom table, because we are not actually saving a time series, we are saving it to a database, right? So my mistake there. It's okay. So let's save to database, right? So the table name here, we put is embeddings. This will be identity as embeddings. So we are saving embeddings. This is the output from the model, right? And then user ID as username. So we are saving both of these. One is the output from the model, another one is the one we registered. All right, we are saving both of this data into the database. right? All these, the table name, the table column, everything, identity, user ID, it's all um, case sensitive. So in this case, if you refer to the documentation, you will know that the I is actually a capital I. But this is a trap, yeah. So be careful with this. Most of the names that are associated with properties of variables are case sensitive. So let's add it in. Go ahead and connect this. Boom, success, done. All right, and finally we add a RPC. So RPC call reply node. Let's add that. Name, reply. That's all. Right, basically just replies. And you add a success relation, and the first operation is done, right? So hopefully you all can follow along. Keep in mind, case sensitive, right? Some of the variables are case sensitive. I mean, all of the variables are case sensitive. So the title is irrelevant, but the properties inside are case sensitive. All right, so first operation done. Let's go to the second one. That will be building a face detector. This is the same as exactly same as the previous face detector example that I showed before. So I'll be going through very fast. For more details, you just refer to the second episode of How to Series, right? So first step is to add an image to array model. Let's put it here. So image to array. Again, you need to be careful with this. Right, input is image, output is, you can refer back here, input. So because the output will be the model's input. This one 320 by 240. How do I know? Again, refer back here, you'll get this data. Sorry, get this data here, right? Right, that's, so the others are okay. You can leave it as is. Let's add it, connect this up. Sorry, not here. This is post telemetry, right? Similar to the previous examples. Okay, and keep it here. So the next node will be after image to array is the model node. It's the same, you see, if you can see image to array model. So again, this model node comes here, name face detection, right? So resource is face detection. Again, be careful with this, case sensitive. Go back to your Netron, get your input as inputs. Sorry, outputs is cost and boxes. Copy paste, easy. Let's add that. Face detection node is done. Connect it, success, done. All right, so after that is the script node. Script node goes here. So what is the script? Go to your documentation, scroll up, operation number 2, build a face detector. Scroll down, this will be the script. So copy this, paste it here. So now we're selecting a bounding box. So I'm going to name it select bounding box. Right. I'm going to add this in. Connect this up. Link, success, done. So after bounding box, it's draw bounding box note, right? Same as before. Draw bounding box comes here. Draw BB. This one is image correct. This bounding box is correct, right? Yep. Then that's all. It's done. Let's connect this. Oops. Connect this. Success. Add. Done. After draw bounding box, there will be the final one, which is save time series. Save time series. All right. So I'm gonna put it a bit further here. I'll put it here. Save. Let's put result. And then you connect this here. Success. Done. So there we have it, our second operation done, which is the face detection model. This is exactly the same as the previous video. In that video I've explained it thoroughly. You can watch it if you feel that I'm going too fast here, right? And the final one is the face recognition module, right? Face recognition operation. So let's get started with that one. So similar with creating a database, we will add image to array node and also the model node. So it's basically the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. Let's copy the selected one and paste it here. Of course, I've copied and pasted it here. Gonna pull another one here, and also this will be post telemetry. So it's exactly the same. And again, same thing. I'm gonna copy this and paste it here. Exactly the same. So we can save some time here. Because this operation is basically the same here, right? Except we don't save it to the database. Okay. All right. So the first two nodes are done just like that, right? Quite fast, right? So once we have added that, we will add image to array. It's done. A model is done, right? So what will be the next one? So the next one should be a read from custom table node, right? So because we're gonna read it from the table to compare. So read from custom table. So read embeddings will be the name, right? And then table name will be embeddings. Make sure case sensitive, yeah. If you remember, we added the custom table here. So the column names will be embeddings and username. This is case sensitive. And if you're not so sure, go back, have a look here, right? In this custom table that we have saved here. All right. So this is for reading. Let's go ahead and connect. Success. So now we have successfully read the data from the table. So let's go ahead and add a script node now. Script node is for post processing, right? Once we read the data, we process the data. Let's go back here. So scroll up, operation number 3, build a face recognition. Scroll down. Yeah, we got the script here. Copy the script, go back, paste the script, post process, add connect. So we are almost done here now, right? Almost done. Success. Okay, so we are done here. Finally, we just join it to the save time series node. Success, which will display our, which will give our results. Okay, so the rule chain is done. Let's go back and let's re-verify our rule chain if it's correct or not. So in the documentation we have operation number 1. Let's go back and see. Operation number 1 seems good. Operation number 2 seems good, and operation number 3 seems good. Read from custom table. Yep, everything is fine. All right, so this is the complete rule chain here for face recognition model. So let's click apply changes and complete the rule chain. Exit full screen. Back here, so quite a big rule chain. Hopefully it was easy, and hopefully you can follow through with creating this rule chain. All right, so the next step, as always, will be to add input profile and add input, right? Exactly the same steps. So let's go back and add the input profile. Go add here, create new profile, face recognition. Let me capitalize this, right? So the rule chain, we have to choose face recognition. So because this input profile will point to the rule chain that we just created, right? So we don't have a default dashboard. The others you can leave it as default. So let's add it. Done. So input profile is done. Let's go to input now. Click add input, add new input, name, face recognition input. There's no label. So here in the input profile, you cancel this, choose face recognition, click add. All right, so we are done with the input and input profile. So easy. So now we are already at the shipping stage, right? Serving and shipping stage of your project. So here the first thing first is to create a dashboard. All right, but today we will be using a custom widget to allow person registration, right? You are inputting the person's picture for registration, so you will need a custom widget for it. So for the codes for the custom widgets are actually already provided in the documentation. So I'll show you how we can add a custom widget. So first of all, let's go to widget library. All right, let's wait. So we have all these different widgets already included in CSServe. But the one thing, one of the biggest advantage of CSServe is the ability to add a custom widget. So let's go ahead and add the custom widget for our facial recognition workflow. So dashboard, add a widget bundle, create a new widget bundle. Let's name it as face recognition. Okay, so let's capitalize this. I'm gonna add it here. You can add a picture if you want. This is the one. So open widget bundle. Let's add a new widget type. For our use, it will be latest values, because we are updating values. So latest values. Now this is the widget builder, right? So as you can see, there's a lot of place for you to add some codes. Here is where you add your JavaScript. Here is where you add your HTML and CSS. So the codes for this are already included in the documentation. Let's go with it and copy and paste it. Scroll down. All right, custom widget creation, right? So let's copy the JavaScript. Go back to our model. So this is JavaScript. Delete all. Enter in. We have it there. So next is CSS. Copy the CSS, right? Choose your CSS window. Control A, delete all, paste it. Now HTML. Same thing. Copy everything. HTML is empty, so just paste it. So now you have your widgets ready. You're gonna give it a name, so I'm gonna give it face recognition widget tool. All right, so we are basically done. Okay, and what I would suggest is that in the schema here, we can add another set of codes that will allow the users to compare the embeddings with if there is another user in the database, it will show it as unknown. Otherwise, it will just compare between whatever there's already in the database. So let's say if we leave it blank here, what the model does is that when you include a photo, let's say it's you and your friend, and you have another, let's say your father, right? So if you include you and your friend in this, in two username in your database, and you put your father's picture, it's gonna just choose between whoever it's the closest. So it's either you or your friend. So if we include this schema here, we have the ability to know that this your father is not registered, and then we can register him if we want to, right? So the schema is not provided in the documentation for now. We will provide that in the future. So for now, I'm going to copy paste the schema that I already have here. Copy and paste. Right. So this is schema. It's not really complicated, but we will provide this in the documentation. No problem. All right. So that's it. That's done. So let's click save. Okay, widget is saved. We just got the notification widget is saved. So we go back to the widget library. Let's see if we have it. Face recognition, open widget bundle. You have it here. Nice. So let's go back to dashboard. So this is the final step, which is the saving step of your workflow. And let's add a dashboard. Create a new dashboard. Title face recognition. Add it. Open up the dashboard. We don't have any widgets here, so let's enter a new widget, add a new widget, create a new widget. Let's wait for it to load up the widgets. Go down. Where's face recognition? Yeah, so we have face recognition here. Face recognition tool. Okay, now we need to add a data source for it, right? Entity alias can be anything. So let's put it as face recognition. Okay, this doesn't matter, but just make sure that all the other widgets are consistent, right? The names must be consistent. So face recognition, create filter type as single entity, type as input, and the input will be face recognition input that we created here, right? This is the input. Let's add that. So here for the entity time series is images, right? So this one is also very important to be case sensitive. You have to be exactly the same. All right, so we are done here. Let's add the widget. Widget is done. Happy with the widget. Resize it a bit. Okay, so the next widget will be a way to actually upload image. So this one, if you all remember from the previous video, is exactly the same. We are going to upload an image. So send image, and this you just repeat as before. Image, we're sending an image. Choose time series, add. Let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, next one will be to create a new widget and add a show image widget. Same thing again, choose image, right? Add. Where is it? So let's bring this here. I'm gonna make it bigger. Right, maybe make it bigger a bit here. All right, let me close this. So the final one will be a widget to actually display your results, right? So click cards, simple card, again the same, but here it will be result. Click it. Just wait for it to load up. I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, so our widget is basically done. I'm gonna do some renaming here. Let's go to edit widget and go to setting. This will be input the person's picture for registration. All right, makes sense. Boom. And then this will be input the person's picture for verification. Input the person's picture for verification. Done. So this is just some cosmetic changes. I'm making here, right? So display image. So this is the result. Okay, so let's save it and let's give it a try and see if it works or not. So let's upload a picture. So I have Donald Trump's picture here. I'm gonna add Donald Trump here. Let's click and let's see what happens. The result found is Bharat. So actually, before this, I did some examples, and it's actually referring to the previous data in that database, right? So each user will have their own database. So this is my database, and it has the previous data from there. So now, how do we actually? As you can see, it's completely wrong, but it doesn't actually know who this person is because we haven't registered, right? So what you do is you put in a name. So I'm going to put Donald and update the attribute here. So now it knows this photo of this person is Donald, right? So now if I re-upload it, I'm going to re-upload this, right? And I get as Donald. So now it knows who is Donald. Let's try that again with another photo. Maybe this one. Update. So it says it's Bara, right? So the model isn't too accurate because it doesn't have enough data to do comparisons, right? So what do we have to do for this is, again, basically train the model by giving it more data. I'm gonna upload an attribute, basically registering this face as Donald as well. If I check it again, it's Donald. So now we have two registered data photo as Donald. How about let's try about this? Can it able to detect this as Donald? Let's see. I'm gonna update. Let's see. No, it still doesn't detect it as Donald. So let's go and update. Now it's Donald. So let's try again. Let's see if it does that or not now this time. How about this photo? Is it? Let's see. It's lagging a bit. Let's wait for the recognition to pop up. Let me refresh. Okay, let's update. So one thing that you have to be aware of is that actually face recognition models, say in your phone or in some publicly available devices, those are actually very constrained. So what do I mean by constraint is that the size of the picture it takes is exactly the same for every single user. But what we are doing now is actually really straining the model by bombarding it with different types of image, different types of angle, different types of background, different types of size and resolution. So this is actually a very difficult challenge for the model. So what I would suggest is that if it's possible, you try to limit the size of your pictures, like use a consistent size and a consistent background maybe, or try to be closer to the image, to the camera, right? So that you can avoid all these variables in the image. So let's try with this image, right? Finally it knows that this is Donald, right? Finally, so after 5 images it knows that this is Donald. It knows now, it already knows this is Donald. So you can go ahead and keep on registering more donors for it to learn who is Donald basically. Otherwise, if you're happy, you can leave it there. So let's try with another picture. I have a picture of Idris Elba here. Let's see what does it say. It thinks it's Donald as well, which is clearly not, right? So we can label it as Idris here. Idris, and update this. So now it knows this is Idris. So if we look back to our widget library, let me go back to the face recognition widget. I'm gonna edit it. Alright, so this schema here that I've added, right, this allows you to basically make a comparison. Otherwise, everybody will be either one, right? So this will allow you to make a comparison. I'm gonna go back to the dashboard. So basically we are done. The model works, but it's not as accurate as you might think it would be because of the challenges that we are forcing it to go through. The different size of image, right? Different resolutions, different background, different angles. These are all big challenges for the model to solve. So for you to have a really accurate result, I would suggest keeping the other variables very limited or constant. Right. So let's try Lee Chong Wei. What does it think? It thinks it's Barack. Oh, it thinks it's Barack. So let's make it this Lee Chong Wei. It's fun. It's a fun tool to use. You can build it in a few minutes, and actually you can really push it. You can make a lot of improvements, a lot of applications with this, right? So let's update. Now if it's Lee Chong Wei. I don't have another picture of Lee Chong Wei. I do have Barack Obama. So let's try Obama. It thinks Obama is Donald. Pretty sure because of this of this suit and tie. Let's make it Barack. It doesn't know. It doesn't know this picture. This is Barack. So it just thinks, okay, it may be Donald, right? So let's update the attribute. Right. Okay. Yep. So now it knows it's Barack. How about this picture? I think it should know this. Yep, it knows it's Barack. Right. So because it's very similar to the previous one. How about this? Yeah, I think this should be able to know. Yep, it knows it's Barack. So there you go. Hope all of you watching will give this a try. It's really fun, right? I can actually get lost for hours here. Just keep on trying a few different people, maybe your family and friends, see you can actually boost yourself, telling that you actually build this model, which is actually not easy task to do. A face recognition model to build in a traditional way is actually a very complex and time consuming process, right? To actually train the model and all that. So here you can basically build it in a couple of clicks, few uploads, and half an hour or so, and you're done with your own model. You can upload your friends and families inside here and give it a shot, right? Have some fun and learn in the same time. So hope you all will give this a try. This tutorial, we made it specifically for all of you that are watching. So you can only watch if you are registered. So you can only watch this video if you are registered. It's specifically for registered users. So we really hope you will try it out and see for yourself, have some fun, right? So thank you for watching. Catch you guys on the next one. Bye bye.